The father looked his own son in the eyes and said something no child should ever hear. "You are no longer my son." And just like that, everything changed. Rain poured heavily that night. Thunder echoed through the house, but inside, the real storm had already begun. 17-year-old Caleb stood frozen in the living room. A small bag lay by his feet. His hands trembled, not from the cold, but from heartbreak. Across the room stood his father, rigid, angry, unshaken, a man who believed in one thing above all else: control. Caleb had always been different. While other kids chased money, status, or approval, Caleb chased something else: dreams. He loved music, not just listening to it, but feeling it, creating it. Late nights, headphones on, writing lyrics about pain, hope, and survival. But his father? He hated it. To him, music was useless, a distraction. A real man becomes a doctor, a lawyer, something respectable, he would say. And Caleb tried. God knows he tried. But the more he forced himself into that mold, the more he felt like he was disappearing. One evening, everything exploded. His father had found Caleb's notebook, pages filled with lyrics, dreams written in ink. He didn't read them. He didn't try to understand. He just tore the pages out, one by one, and threw them in the trash. Caleb's heart shattered in silence. "Is this what you've been wasting your time on?" his father barked. "It's not a waste," Caleb whispered. That one sentence changed everything. "What did you say?" his father snapped. Caleb looked up. For the first time, he didn't look afraid. "It's my life." Silence. Heavy, dangerous silence. Then came the words, cold, sharp, unforgiving. "Then go live it without me." Caleb blinked. "You're no longer my son." That night, Caleb walked out of the house. No money, no plan, no one. Just a broken heart, and a dream the world didn't believe in. The door closed behind him, and just like that, he was alone.
If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video.
The next few years were brutal. Caleb slept in places no one should. Bus stations, cheap hostels, sometimes the streets. He worked small jobs, cleaning, carrying loads, anything to survive. But every night, no matter how tired he was, he wrote. Music became his escape, his therapy, his voice in a world that had silenced him. There were days he wanted to quit. Days he questioned everything. Days he whispered, "Maybe my father was right." But something inside him refused to die. One night, Caleb performed at a tiny open mic, just 5 people in the room, no stage lights, no applause waiting. But he sang anyway. And when he finished, there was silence. Not awkward silence. The kind that says, you just felt something real. A man in the back slowly stood up. Then another. Then another. Applause filled the room. For the first time in years, Caleb smiled. That moment changed everything. A video of his performance got posted online. It wasn't fancy, no editing, no promotion, just raw emotion. But people felt it, and it spread. Thousands of views, then millions. Suddenly, Caleb wasn't invisible anymore. He was heard. Back home, his father aged. The house became quieter, colder, lonelier. At first, he was proud. He made his choice, he would say. But as years passed, pride turned into something else. Regret. He would sometimes walk past Caleb's old room, pause, then keep walking, pretending it didn't hurt. One evening, his father turned on the TV. A live concert was playing. A massive crowd, lights flashing, energy electrifying the air, and on stage stood a young man, confident, powerful, alive. It took him a moment, but then his heart stopped. It was Caleb. The crowd roared as Caleb spoke into the mic. "I wasn't always here," he said. "I've been rejected, broken, alone." His father's hands trembled. Then Caleb continued. "But someone once told me that I wasn't good enough." Silence filled the stadium. Caleb took a deep breath. "And for years, I believed them." Tears filled his father's eyes. "But today," Caleb said softly, "I'm grateful." The father froze. "Because if they hadn't pushed me away, I would have never found who I truly am." The father collapsed into his chair. Tears streamed down his face. Not quiet tears, not controlled tears, broken tears. He had lost his son, not to death, but to his own words. Weeks later, there was a knock at his door, slow, uncertain. He opened it, and there stood Caleb, not as the boy who left, but as a man who had survived. Silence, heavy, emotional. "I saw your concert," the father whispered. Caleb nodded. "I'm proud of you." The words came out broken, late, but real. Caleb looked at him for a long moment, years of pain, memories, echoes, all passing through his eyes. Then he spoke. "I didn't come for approval." A pause. "I came for closure." The father's heart sank, but he nodded, because this time, he understood. Love isn't control, and words, once spoken, can echo for a lifetime. Sometimes, we push people away thinking we're teaching them a lesson, but in reality, we're losing them. And sometimes, by the time we realize it, they've already learned to live without us. So choose your words carefully, because the people you hurt today may become the ones you can never reach tomorrow. And remember, not every broken relationship gets a second chance.